Baby Reindeer's naked in front of you. Carmine Electra's naked in front of you. Who would you prefer to look at?
Does Carmine Electra have a penis?
No, she has a vagina.
A beautiful one.
Do I know Carmine was Carmine first?
What's the difference?
Answer the question.
I told you that his name was Carmine first.
Then I would have to look at this one.
You won't look at her.
I will look, sure. I will look.
But you would more enjoy Baby Reindeer.
I would more enjoy not looking at Carmine Electra.
You are homophobic.
It's not.
Okay, wait, how about this?
That's not a gay person. They're trans.
I know, it's a woman.
Well, how am I homophobic?
Well, then you're transphobic.
Because you're... Yeah,
okay,
you're
if anything, but I'm not.
You are. You just admitted it.
Hold on.
Baby Reindeer.
Hold on. Shut the up on your own show, because here we go. I'm gonna school your now.
My balls is totally moving, new and improving. Not that we get but cool. I've got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is a hoe? She is probably. All hail the king of the West.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's gonna be a doozy. Thank you, Dennis, for turning off my singing mic. The singing mic is kind of, I don't know if I need it anymore. I feel like I'm that great of a singer that I should just like do it without any reverb. I think I'm that good. Ryan Sickler's here. Ryan, I can see that you were surprised, which is weird because you've seen me do that, but you think I got better? Or do you think you do?
I sat and listened to it in silence.
I saw
That's
that.
the thing. I just watched you sing that. I didn't hear
Without
it.
the music. Ooh, so you heard the raw,
I'm
unedited.
just hearing you sing.
How you feel?
Acapella.
How do you
Felt
think?
great about it.
Right?
Strong outro. If my mom's a hoe.
Yeah,
Really
it's
held
catchy.
it. Like I felt it.
Yeah, sorry you had to find out this way.
That's all right,
Right.
guys.
So is she. Every now and then she posts clips of my show on Instagram because she's like moved up from Facebook to Instagram.
Your mom?
Yeah, because you know mums are usually Facebook people, but then I see her posting stuff and I'm like, oh no, she's on the gram, and then she'll post clips of the show. Usually Hawk versus Wolf, which tells you she's more of a fan of Tony Hawk than her own son, and so is everybody else. And to everybody, look, he's really good at skateboarding, but I am for sure better at podcasting. So you're just a dick licker, everybody.
Not according to your mom.
Tully, is your mom on social media?
Do you know, I think we all remember the first time that we looked at our Instagram comments and saw something from our mother who, at that point, we probably didn't even know had an Instagram account or knew what Instagram was.
Yeah.
I've had to have several conversations about you can be a passive watcher of this, not an active participant.
Oh, wow, because
So
you don't want
can
anyone to
she
catch.
like things but not comment? Or do you just prefer her just
I'd
view
prefer
only?
that she lurk. It's weird because I'll like have cousins that I don't even know follow me, and then all of a sudden I'll put up some vile clip featuring some comedian and they like it, and I'm like, first of all, I didn't know you were watching. B, I had no idea you rolled like that. You know, you think you know a person.
Yeah.
I've always kind of discouraged them from being visible there because, like, I think 90% of listeners, fans are awesome, but the other 10% can be a little weird, and it's like you're just leaving breadcrumbs to. That's where I actually live, and you don't need to know who my mom is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also don't know if like Ellis Superfan 69 sends my mom a friend request, she's gonna accept it. She's not discriminating.
We got to edit that out. Don't say that.
What?
Don't say that she'll follow because they will ask her.
Is this something we can talk about?
Yeah.
Bring it what?
Bring it in. You just refuse to wear headphones?
You can't mess up that dude.
How's this? How's this?
Remember?
Yeah, so...
Remember Lemmy?
Wait, I'm happy to wear headphones. I asked and you guys said not necessarily.
Wait,
and
who
then I
said not
thought you guys
necessarily?
were going to wear them, and then you guys
I
fucking
didn't
put them
say
on.
not necessarily.
So it's really great to be here,
I
guys.
just assumed you had a working knowledge of how microphones work.
I do. Mine's set up properly at my studio. Mine, you don't have to sit like. I'm just consulting you, Tully.
Yeah, it's all
our
right.
microphones
fuck
only
that.
started
Enjoy-
working the other day, so it's we're new to like where they
We're
should
getting
be.
there. Enjoy Sickler in profile.
No, he's not.
Now we
using
tried the other one.
Yeah, the other one's
did,
even harder
goddamn
for
it.
him to get to. Dennis.
Come on, Dennis.
Maybe we could bring in both, and you could just kind of work them back and forth.
Right
Yeah.
here. Give me here like this.
I mean, that's not that bad.
Is this okay, Dennis? Yeah, that's fine. This sounds better?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me back.
Welcome back.
Catch me on the road. Is this me right here? Just want to make sure that camera's
I think
me,
so.
right?
You're one of them.
Is that
for
him?
sure.
Look like it right here.
That's
right
you.
here. Catch me on the road. I'm on tour. RyanSickler.com for all your tickets.
Wait, are you leaving?
Watch the Honeydew.
Man, this was quick.
Watch the Way Back.
Wait, just because the mic doesn't go near your face,
No, I'm
you're
just
leaving?
making sure we get it in now. No, because I have a feeling we're going to talk and forget it at the end because I do a lot.
You are. We won't.
Let's talk about
Ryan Sickler on all social media, where my mom also follows me. And my mom has, see, look, I'm looking through. You see where I'm looking
know.
to fucking see
It's like
you,
you're watching
Tully,
me through
dude.
a
I'm trying to
periscope.
be
But
professional.
the camera doesn't see that, so you don't need to explain that, you fucking asshole. Just go with it. All right, we're fixing the mics today.
My mom
all right?
has openly declared that Tom Segura is her favorite comedian. So don't even worry about the Tony Hawk stuff. My mom, back when we weren't speaking, showed up at a show in
Wait, you
Baltimore.
weren't speaking?
My mom and I didn't talk from. Well, she left our family. It was her decision.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
mean, we didn't talk for 25 or so years until my daughter was about 2. We reconnected.
No wonder she said she liked Tom more.
But she showed up at a show,
She ain't watching this.
and I was featuring for Tom.
Yeah.
And when we came out, we were selling merch at a table, and she came up and she's like, "You were okay. He's really funny." And Tom's standing next to me. She pointed, dude. He and I both started laughing so fucking hard. It's just been this whole Tom Segura's your favorite comedian.
Yeah, that's not cool.
This is her in making amends mode?
This was pre-making amends. This
Oh.
was what she thought, I guess, was nice because she showed up at the show.
Yeah.
But I also have my brothers like that too. My twin brother, one time, his wife said to me, like, explain to your brother why this is offensive. So they had gone to see a play, a local play. They live in Delaware, and they went to see 2 of their friends who are a couple, married couple who act in local plays, you know, whatever. They're going to see fucking, I don't know, Swan Lake or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, the husband had been acting, but something happened. Maybe the wife got sick. I don't remember why, but she had taken off for like a year, and this is her big return to the stage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my brother and his wife go, and they watch the play or whatever, and afterwards they're in the lobby meeting with everyone and talking, and my brother said the same thing to the wife. He's like, "You were pretty good, but he was fucking excellent."
Wow.
And he didn't understand.
What do you
To
mean
this
he didn't
day,
understand?
His wife goes, "Tell him why that's offensive." And I'm dying. I'm
Yeah.
like, "You really don't get it?" He's like, "What?" I complimented her, but I was like, he was fucking brilliant. And
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, he didn't get it at all. And I had to
Yeah.
sit and try to explain. But then you try to
But
explain
you,
that
like,
to
did you
someone.
see the sincerity in his face that he really didn't get it? Or did you catch like he knew what he was doing?
No, I think when you call it out, he might be like, I can see where that's offensive.
Oh
okay.
yeah, he caught that.
But he doesn't register it in the moment.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I think typically
No.
the kind of person who's dumb enough to step in shit like that is probably not smart enough to even pick it up when you point it out.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what I'm trying to
I
say.
keep forgetting there's so many dumb people out there.
Trying to say, yeah.
You ever seen anyone ever come up and go, "Hey man, you're a comedian, huh?" And you go, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I seen you." That's it.
No.
Yeah, and I'm like, "And that's it."
Saw you on that thing, and then it's
Yeah,
the wrong thing
that's
and
it.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't good.
No,
That means it wasn't good.
I'm lucky. Like, again, I have great fans, and I feel very fortunate to be in the position I'm in where I do get recognized at times. But I'm proud to say, when you recognize me, I'm doing shit that you would think I would be doing. You know what? So
Yeah, yeah.
here's an example. I went to, I was in Austin, and I had just finished my show, and I'm back at the hotel. I'm in my night pants, the night pants I sell.
I got a pair.
Not those, though. Not just another pair. My honeydew night pants.
Yeah.
I'm in glasses and a T-shirt, my slides, and I want to get some ice. And I get a bucket of ice, and I go out, and the ice machine's right there. And it's late. I'm driving to Dallas the next morning for a show. All I want to do is get some fucking ice. Ice machine's broken. I'm like, God damn it. So I call the front desk. I'm like, what floor is it on? And I know it's going to be here. He's like, go down to 10. I'm like, okay. I'm going 5 floors. I walk out, night pants, glasses, bucket of fucking ice. I hit 10, and the motherfucking elevator stops at 11. And the doors open up. And 2 very good-looking, younger, groomed black men get on. And they couldn't look cooler. They're going out to start their night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's over for me.
You're done.
And I'm like, oh, man. And I'm just standing there with a bucket of ice and my glasses and shit.
Sarah?
And these 2 guys look, great. Young Drakes.
Yeah.
2 young Drakes.
Dude, don't do that to him.
And
Drake's a fucking
Drake's
douche.
good looking.
He's not. No, he's not.
He's good looking.
No, he looked like he got Down
We'll
syndrome.
agree to disagree on that.
Okay.
Drake's a good looking young
He's a
man.
bit Jory.
And the one guy looks at me and goes, are you Ryan Sickler? I go, there's no fucking way you know who I am.
Yeah.
There's no way you 2 guys know who I am. And he's like, we do. And we're from Edmonton, and we saw you in Edmonton. We're going 1 floor.
Yeah.
I go, what are you doing here? He's like, we're just big comedy fans. We come down to the Mothership and other places and watch comedy. And down here, I was like, no fucking shit. It was good to see you guys. And I'm leaving in my fucking night pants, and that's how they recognize me. You know what I mean? I'm not in a fancy car or some shit. I got appropriately recognized.
I got one just the same as that. I'm in the sauna at the Russian spa, Voda Spa, and it's like a uppity kind of spa place, right? And I'm there with a friend, and I'm in the.
Are you naked?
Does this story also
The
involve
spa?
2 good-looking black men?
Usually, but not this time. This time, it's just me and another guy who we're not. I don't do that. You know that, right?
Yeah, you came on my show and told everybody you're not gay anymore.
Yeah, so don't. And that's all I'm saying. I'm moving on. Anyway, so I'm in this sauna, right, and it's a real hot one because it's Russian. They got crazy ones where they hit you with those leaves. So it's like hot pain. Like if you breathe in with your nose hurts.
It's like that Vicks Vapo rub.
Yeah, dude,
You're
it's
sucking
like,
it in. Yeah,
it's legit. And I've got the
it's eucalyptus or something. In
yeah.
there, yeah.
So I got the towel. You sit on the towel because the wood will burn your legs if you don't sit on the towel. And I'm sitting on the towel. And I'm talking to my friend about something, and then there's I think it's just one other guy in the other corner, and he goes, "Hey man, are you Jason Ellis?" And I that doesn't happen very often. It certainly doesn't happen in the steam room. I mean, in the sauna. And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, man, you were awesome on Howard Stern. And I go, oh, cool. And he goes, when you put the M&Ms in your foreskin. And I was like, and I feel like the person that was with me didn't know that.
That's how they're finding out about.
And I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, yeah, that was hilarious. And I go,
One of my favorite bits of all time.
I go, yeah. He was like, he was really excited about it. But I was like, cool. Where do you want to go with it now, dude? You know, like, because it's uncomfortable. And he's like, oh, my bad. But you're awesome, man. I was like, cool, thank you. But that was like not the ultimate time to talk about that.
I feel like that's roughly equivalent to when you get the compliment and then you get compared to somebody that you don't like. Like, I don't want to name comedians and make you guys uncomfortable, but if you're like a musician, they go, oh man, are you in that band? I love your band. You go, thank you. They go, yeah, you, Nickelback.
Yeah.
Where you were up and now you're
like,
down so bad.
You just told me I suck and you're so stupid you don't even know it.
Yeah, I feel like
that one.
the Stern thing now is more of the when people, because I was a bartender on the weekend and I was at a rodeo and it was mainly Spanish people. So when a couple of people recognized me, I was like, really? What the hell? And
That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that these 2 guys,
Yeah.
I'm impressed and glad.
Yeah.
It's not an audience of people I thought I would remotely listen.
Yeah.
And or would it resonate, you know?
Yeah, like if you're a skater guy and you recognize me, I'm like, yeah, cool. But when it's some like big old Mexican dude, he's like, wait a minute, is your name Jason? I'm like, yeah. He's like, Jason Ellis, right? And I go, yeah.
You're
He's
the guy
like,
that's not gay anymore, right?
They didn't say that. but I watched his face go.
Nuts.
He got excited and goes, "Yeah, man, I used to love you on Stern." And I go, "Cool." And he goes, "But I guess it's probably not the place to talk about." Like
He gets it.
I saw his face adjust when because he was like, "Yeah, man, you are. You're the guy from Stern." Oh, but I'll be cool because it was like because it's like you know, you put clothespins on your. It was just I don't
even know what you did on Stern.
I was never on there just talking. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
The only reason I got on there was because I was willing to torture my penis.
I see.
This podcast is sponsored by Miracle Made, the greatest sheets of all time in the history of the universe. Yeah, I got Miracle Made on my bed, and now I had one Miracle Made sheet and the fitted sheet and the pillowcases. One set. That's what I had. And then I had 3 other normal ones. And at first, I was like, whatever. Because, you know, I hit my head a lot and I can't remember stuff. But then I was like, you know what? When I put the other ones on, they're not as good. They're kind of jank. And then obviously doing the reads and realizing that NASA inspired, blah, 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 blah. But it's like breathable. I'm like, whatever, swear. I don't believe you. But the bottom line is I sleep better with Miracle Made, and now I can't believe I'm saying this. I got more. I bought more. And I didn't even use my discount code. I just got more because when I wash the other ones, I don't want the other jank on. Miracle Made. All the way through. That's what I do now. Upgrade your sleep. Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Ellis. Trymiracle.com/Ellis. Try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or for a gift, look, you could buy a gift for somebody, but you need to buy them for yourself so you really know what kind of a gift you're giving people. Order them today and you save 40%. And if you use the promo code Ellis at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. What a deal. Miracle is so confident in their product, they should be. It's backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you can get a full refund. If you get a full refund, send those other ones to me. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Ellis. Use the code Ellis to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Ellis and treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. This podcast is sponsored by Blue Chew, the greatest invention since the wheel. I like the wheel because my car and my skateboard are pretty cool. Blue Chew is one of the greatest things I've ever had in my life. Some people some people just might need a little extra oomph, you know? Some people, I don't care. I have Blue Chews on me at all times because you never know, you know, and I'm in a new relationship and I'm trying to flex, you know. I'm 53 now and I'm coming in hot all the time. I can carry I could probably carry like a small village of pygmies on my boner because it's that powerful. I could probably slingshot like a rabbit over a river with my boner. That's how powerful Blue Chews are. I recommend everybody try them. Obviously, if you don't have a penis, maybe just like fast forward. But if you do, you should definitely check it out, everybody, because they're the greatest things I've ever been a part of. I just love them. I am kind of bitter that I'm not like sponsored, like seriously hooked up. This is no lie. I swear to you. I have a paid subscription. They're discreet and they come to my house and I'm very excited. It's like Christmas every time they come. I pay for them. I don't get no hookup. I should probably use my discount. I swear. I don't care. That's how good they are. I don't care. Blue Chew is probably not listening to me do this read, and they're probably not going to send me like a box. They should, but they're not going to, and I still don't care. Blue Chew is awesome. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free. What? When you use the promo code Ellis at checkout, you pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com. Promo code Ellis and receive your first month free. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. This podcast is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a thing that you can get, and then you get the food. It brings all the stuff, all it's like groceries, but then it has instructions on how to cook. So then you will prepare it, and if the other person's not looking, and you just show up with it cooked on a plate, they think you know how to cook. But between us, I still don't know what I'm doing. But it's like cooking for dummies. It's like, do this, put this in there, put that, stir it up, put it in there. and then put that on there, and then you put it on a plate, and they go, "Oh, you prepared it?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I do it all the time."
You should see this guy in a chef hat.
Yeah,
throwing the little piece of parsley on. Mwah!
And they should throw a chef hat in there because it makes you look like you know what you're doing.
Look, these days, getting takeout has gotten ludicrous. If you get delivery, don't even complain to me about how broke you are. It's like thousands of dollars to get soggy French fries delivered from flippin' Wendy's. What are you doing? If you think you can't cook, I understand cooking is very challenging. Getting to the grocery store, then come home and chop stuff up. What's my recipe? It's daunting. We only have so much time in the day. HelloFresh makes it so easy for you. And they have a wide variety of options, whether you're trying to be fit and healthy or you're just trying to add some lard to your backside on Sunday football games.
That's handy. That's a fun time.
That's where I'm living.
Lard to your back.
You
It's
can
like word to your mother, but better.
You can get 10 free meals at HelloFresh.com/Ellis free. That's like a week's worth of food if you play your cards right.
Yeah.
Applied across 7 boxes. You get those 10 free meals. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That is 10 free HelloFresh meals just by going to HelloFresh.com/Ellis free.
Hey everybody, Jason Ellis here, Father Grind. It's my skateboard company. I teach people how to skateboard in a safe way. If you're a little bit older, you want to skate, you want to get healthy, you want to skate with your friends, maybe you want to skate with your kids. Do you want to do it and not go to hospital? I am the #1 greatest skateboard teacher in the world. Yeah, if you guys want to check out the tutorial on how to skateboard, I teach the very funny Ian Finance, even Kim Condon. I teach her how to skate. Father Grind, I have skateboards. You can get setups, you can get pads, you can get everything you need to shred. The Jason Ellis Father Grind skateboard made by Paul Schmidt. Tim Barron did the graphics. These are the top of the line in the skateboard game. This is a top of the line skateboard. If you want to be cool, get one of these. So go to fathergrind.com, check it out. Take my advice. I've got a video on how to skate safely so you can have fun and not go to hospital. Go to fathergrind.com. Do you know who Reverend Bob Levy is?
Yes.
That guy was nice enough he was on my show a few times and he was like, "You should get on Stern." I was like, "Yeah, great, good idea, dude. Like, how's that going to work?" And he's like, "You need to pitch him a bit." And I'm like, "Oh yeah?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're uncircumcised, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "The other guy, one of the guys on there, Sal, the stockbroker, he's uncircumcised. You should challenge him, see who could put the most M&Ms in their foreskin." And I was like, "Yeah,
How
okay."
long's he sitting on this idea?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just came out.
And why does he have a mental Rolodex of who's circumcised?
I'll tell you what you should do with that uncircumcised dick you got there.
I mean, you can say all you want about it, but that was a brilliant move. It got me on, and then I was on 4 more times because of the first time. Like, they were like, "Oh, the guy, the king of all pouches, get him back."
Is that what they called you?
Yeah. And then I pitched myself the next time who could put the most nipple clamps on their genitals. And
Like on the foreskin part or just all
everywhere.
over? Everywhere.
And that's when George Takei was there, and I had the idea because I seen him looking, and I put it on the counter in front of him.
Your dick and balls?
Yeah, like with all the things on it, and he was super stoked on it, like, you know, like gaying off on it.
Yeah.
And Stern looks at me and he goes, "Hey, Jason, how would you feel about George taking those off?" And I was like, "Yeah, all right." And because I could tell, dude, the great Howard
You had
Stern.
a guy from Star Trek take nipple clamps off your dick and balls?
Yeah, and then he kind of patted it a little bit too much, and he kind of assaulted me a little bit.
Did he really?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A lot. First thing he did was
my dick
he
and
grabbed
balls.
the balls,
Do it.
and then he
Do
went.
it. Do it to me. What did he do?
went-
This is my dick and That's what I was doing to your cat earlier, dude. That's definitely
Pretty similar.
Yeah. Like a special needs kid with a rabbit.
Yeah.
How many clips has he taken off your dick?
I mean, there was like
A dozen more?
Yeah, there was like 40 or 50 of them on there. Like, it was a lot.
Was he taking his time?
Oh yeah, he took it.
Was he getting it with his teeth?
But dude, it got out of. Then I was back on for his birthday, and I flew in. They flew me in, wrapped my dick in wrapping paper, and I presented it to George for his birthday, and he got to unwrap it and pat it again. So it was kind of like an ongoing thing. Where George was like, you know,
Do you know this?
Oh my, Jason, does he know about it? Like it made our show. We became the second biggest show on Sirius XM because of my junk.
Because of that,
I mean, okay,
you had to spin off.
the show, I don't mind, I'm not lying, our show was good, real good, but nobody knew. But then at one point, Howard played some of my show on his show and was like, I like your show, you're really good. Dude, he put on, and this is a bit I don't like, he put, what's his name?
Oh, Dice.
Yeah, Dice got mad at me because the LA guy that was friends with Stern, they moved him from New York to LA, and I don't think he was happy about it. And he was like, they're like, you're in charge of the LA building now. And he was like, not happy about it. And he was like, you got to have more guests on, because I would say no to people sometimes. And they're like, what are you saying no to them for? I was like, because I don't like them. I don't have anything in common with them. I'm not just going to do whatever you tell me. I'm not your bitch, you know? And he was like, have Dice on. And I was like, yeah, of course. And he goes, but we want to have their kids on and their kids' band. And I'm like, I don't know the band. And they're like, yeah, just have him on. I'm like, no. And they're like, why not? And I'm like, what if they suck? And he didn't get it. Like, that my audience, if they sucked, and I was like, yeah, you guys are awesome, my audience would be like, what the fuck, Ellis? Like, why are you lying about it? So Dice came on, and it was nice enough. In the end, he started doing a few things. It was kind of weird. He started doing things like as if Michael and I were not aware of his comedy. He started doing like some old bits where I was like, why are you doing that? Like, just keep talking about stuff. Don't do comedy on here. He's like, I'm going to get my kids in here and we're going to play their new single. And I was like, oh, really? Okay. And then they came in and they played a song and it wasn't good. And I go, are you guys signed yet? And they go, no. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like you're not ready yet. And Dice just went off and like kind of threatened me a little bit. And I was like ready to, because I'm just, if you threaten me, I will fight. Like, if you want to fight, okay. I don't want to, but I'm not going to be your bitch. Like, I'll go. And he's like, I've beaten up bigger people than you. So I was like, no, you haven't. Like, and I got nervous because I was like, and then the kids were really mad at me, and I was like, I didn't say fuck you guys, you're idiots. I just said you're not. I think the full sentence was you're not good enough to be signed yet, and they flipped. I think part of it, Dice was not really sincere, but I also think it involved his kids, and I'm not a dick. I was a dick, but I also was like, my audience, I'm not going to let them down. Like, I have to be honest. And I know my audience, like, when they heard that song, they were like, dude, Jason is going to say, this is the worst shit I've ever heard.
And it's such a bad look when you talk shit about everybody behind their back and then they come in and you're completely unwilling to do it to their face. So you kind of you weren't going, fuck you, your band fucking sucks. But you couldn't co-sign it.
Right. And I will always, especially on that show, where those people, the audience made me. You know what I mean? I'm an accident. Sirius never hired me to be anything.
Well, it sounds like your foreskin made you.
The audience, fair enough. But it was one of those things where I died on that sword because that dude still hates me, and I don't really blame him. Yeah.
Oh, I love Dice. That's a shame.
Yeah, because it is. Because now I'm a comedian. I'm like, every time I see him in the room, I'm like, I don't go anywhere near him because I'm like, I don't want that dude to even know I'm here.
Yeah.
And if he's like, that guy talks shit on my kids, I'm like, I mean, kinda. Not exactly, but kinda. But really, the way I see it, it's the boss guy pushed it and made it happen and caused that. So that's really, if I was going to blame anybody, I would blame that guy.
And also Dice, because that wasn't a one-time thing. Dice clearly more than just wanted to give his kids a little bit of help. He had a lot of his own ego and identity tied up in these kids.
Yeah, he had him wearing leather gloves and
knuckle dusters
and a leather vest, and I was like, dude, you think that's a good idea to have him dress like miniature dices?
But I gather,
right.
Just for a band that's trying, were they LA Rocks or something?
Yeah.
Like, it was not a good look for them. Like, let them do their thing,
Yeah. But I think he made them coming along and playing their music a precondition of a lot of interviews, and there were a lot of people that were like, well, shit, we do want Dice. Okay. He was just setting his kids up to put a lot of hosts in a lot of really awkward situations.
Yeah.
I think he bears a lot of responsibility too. What do we not know about Dice, you saying you love him. What's so great about
All
the real
comedians love him.
Oh,
Dude, he was the
man.
first guy to play Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, okay, that's great, and I respect that. And I remember we had the tapes, and we were like, "Oh, play Hickory."
I don't
Dickory
know if
Dock
he was
again.
the first, actually. I think Eddie Murphy might have been the first to play there. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I do believe Eddie Murphy did. But Andrew Dice Clay is, I mean, look, I hear what you're saying on your experience with him, but as a comedian, man, he's legendary. This is a guy pre-internet, the 80s, who, regardless of what you think of his comedy or whatever, was a phenomenon.
He was the hottest shit.
More than that.
Yeah.
You have to go back in a mindset of no internet, where every person is giving someone a cassette or a VHS and saying, you gotta fucking see this guy. And then they all did.
Yep.
And not just Madison Square Garden. I saw him back in the Capitol Center. I still have my ticket stub. And this was another arena. He was arena after arena after arena after arena, pre-internet, what all of these guys
Which
are
means
doing
he made
right now.
other comedians believe it could happen to them.
Yes.
He opened the door.
And it didn't for a while. It didn't happen again for a while. And then the internet comes along and boom, here there. So eventually I do believe someone's going to sell out there will be a talent. I don't know if it'll be a comedian, but outside of musician, who will probably in some point in time sell out like a stadium in Brazil.
What's his name? Just recently broke the world record for the most, Shane Gillis.
For what?
Most people at a sold out comedy show in the world.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Fuck yeah, Shane Gillis.
I think is it Scotland?
I know Gabriel Fluffy.
It was somewhere in Europe where he
Yeah.
sold out a giant stadium, and it's a Guinness Book of Records, like the most tickets sold by a comedian.
Okay, and that's a good huge part of the internet and the podcast we're all on, and the ability to spread it like that.
Yeah.
And imagine having to give someone something where they got to put it in something and listen to it that's not in their fucking pocket.
Yeah.
And then so you've got that, and then you've got he was an actor for a while. He's a great actor.
He's on Different Strokes.
Yep. And he was also in what's the one where he played the Vin Man? God, and it's
Ford
before he
Fairlane?
blew up. Nope, before that it was something. Oh God, the something of sex maybe. I can't remember. He's like it's a couples movie, and he's so fucking funny in it, and so good in it. From the east to the west or something. I'm the Vin Man, he would say the whole time. He was fucking great in it. And then he has his downturn, as everybody does, and he's in a valley during his career, and then boom, he starts to come back again, and then he's in a Woody Allen film. And then he's in fucking, now look at the Kill Tony guys, or letting other people know who this guy was back then. So it's almost like comparing a WWE with like a Ric Flair. The whole resurrection of these guys, and the admiration, and then also introducing younger generations to who these were. So
It's funny how you forget that
wild.
somebody would not know who he is. Mm-hmm.
And there will be a point.
Kill Tony's bringing. You just said Kill Tony's making new Kill Tony fans aware of Andrew Dice Clay. Where I'd be like, how could you not know who Andrew Dice Clay is? It's like, people use other guys that were around before Dice. Like everybody knows who. Man, I love how I'm blanking out right now.
Lenny Bruce.
No,
George
who's
Carlin.
Who's the black guy?
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody knows Richard Pryor. Or do you think some people that love
Definitely,
Kill Tony don't know Richard Pryor?
There are definitely people today that don't know who Richard Pryor is. There are people today, you go on YouTube and look at a Beatles video, and people are like, who the fuck are these clowns?
Yeah,
you
good
know,
point.
you know what I mean? Like, it just, I never thought about it, though. I always thought that something that was sort of timeless could remain timeless. But you forget about generations going, it's great, whatever. Like, I saw that, it was a little while ago, but Wu-Tang was at a concert, and the crowd wasn't hype because they were old, and they called them out on it. They were like, we don't know what the fuck this shit's about. We're about energy. And they're sort of telling them, like, nah, it's not it. And they weren't received greatly, and they did not really care too much for it on the way back. And then it hit them like, not everyone fucking knows who everyone is.
I spoke at a school the other day in Inglewood, and I brought up a few people saying, like you can, doesn't matter where you came from, you can make it, like from like Whitney Cummings, and I felt like silence in the room. I go, "Wait, you guys don't know who Whitney Cummings
You mean
is?"
Whitney Houston?
And they go, "No, dude, I don't think they knew that either. It was just like they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Wait, really?" I'm like, "You guys, you have phones, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Wait, you don't know her? Like, your algorithm doesn't show you a couple of clips of her because she is everywhere. She wrote stuff for everybody. Like, you don't know."
But here's the thing: if you don't like comedy or entertainment, if that's not your shit, then you don't know her. If your skating's not your thing, you don't know who the fuck Tony Hawk is. If football's not your thing, you don't know who Brett Favre. You know what I mean? Like,
see, that's where I get tripped out because I don't follow football. I know who Brett Favre is.
Do you know who Patrick Mahomes is?
Yeah. Wait. I know that name.
Lamar Jackson.
Who?
Lamar Jackson. That's
name.
a 2-time NFL MVP recently too.
I know John Elway.
That's good. That's good.
He's very relevant.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's not. No.
Right. That's what you're saying.
Retired as shit.
Yeah, that's what I know. I'm trying.
He was playing football when Dice was doing stuff.
Emmett Smith.
Yeah, Emmett Smith.
See,
do you know anybody playing right now except for Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, that's who he is. No, I know. No,
he's got the broccoli hair.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody now.
He's Edgar.
You know Travis Kelce's dating Taylor Swift. You got to know at least.
I don't know his name, but I do know that there is a guy that is dating.
That's someone else that would be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
you know, it's all relative.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
You know, there's another thing about Dice that you have to give him. Obviously, there's some people who have established characters, established routines, what have you, but he was the first guy when he was selling out those arenas. It was like people want the band to play the hits.
Yeah.
Everybody else, the comedy relies...
The opposite.
Relies on the surprise
right.
of you hearing a punchline. People wanted to just hear...
They would do them for him. He would do his premise and they would hit the fucking punchline.
Which has got to be a little bit annoying, right?
For sure. I mean,
it depends. It depends.
If it's that successful, I guess there's a different... I don't think any comedian has that or has had that ever since.
Well, no. Bert would be, because I've seen Bert doing shows where people just go to the machine. He's like, I'm gonna do the machine. Just shut the fuck up for an hour.
Okay.
All right. I took my stepson. This has got to be more than 10 years now because I don't think my daughter was born yet. But he loved Brian Regan. He's probably 8 at the time, and I said, "All right, we're gonna go see Brian Regan, but I'm not calling in any favors. We're going as fans." And we bought tickets to the Kodak Theater here in Hollywood. And we sat in our seats and we watched and we laughed our ass off. And to my pleasant surprise, Brian Regan comes back for an encore. I've never seen a comedian do it. And they were calling out his classics and he would do the bits.
Yeah. And everyone loved it.
They wanted it.
Yeah.
And obviously they wanted it because he didn't just walk out and be like, "All right, I'm back here to do bits, so if you want them, throw them out." No, this was... They knew he would do it. They sat, like you said, and enjoyed all the new shit. And they were like, "Get the fuck back out here for 20 more minutes and do the fucking Sun and do the this." And,
it's a weird thing that, like,
awesome.
Musicians, you want them to play the hits.
Yeah.
Like, if they came, like, whenever somebody comes out and goes, "I'm doing," like, what's the Smith guy? He just refuses to do any of his...
Morrissey
will just do all these other things where I hear people that are fans of his go... Yeah, he did like 2 of the songs I came to want to see, and the rest I was like, what the fuck is happening? But in comedy, it's like, you got famous for these bits, but then when you buy a ticket to my show, I'm going to give you a whole new hour. It's like almost like compulsory.
Yeah,
but comedians in our defense do that because, and I can't explain why comedy and music hit people differently, but I will listen to a song 40 times in a fucking row.
Yeah, me too.
After a joke 3, 4, 5 times, I need to give it a break. I'll revisit it, but I can't keep letting it hit me like that. So people, even though they, again, except for a Dice or Brian Regan or even Bert to an extent, like, they don't want to hear the shit they already heard. They're coming to hear new stuff. You know, and if you don't, they'll fucking complain. Like, we heard that shit on the ride over here.
You know, before I like fell in love with comedy, the first time I ever really enjoyed comedy, it was Mitch Hedberg. Somebody gave me a Mitch Hedberg CD, and I took it from America to Australia, and I played it over and over again for people, and it was almost like I was telling the joke because I knew what the joke was, but I'd be like, "Here, listen to this bit." You know, like when you've done maybe you haven't, but when you've done a lot of coke. and you listen to a song and you go, wait, then now listen to this bit, and you go, oh, and some people are like, what the fuck, dude? And you're like, no, let me rewind it again.
I'd be the what the fuck guy because I've never done coke.
Oh man, you got it. It's so cool.
You got it.
I'm joking, that you should. But just for that, you should. But it was like that, where I would play Mitch Hedberg, and if anyone didn't get it, because he had a weird sense of humor, and it was also like there were jokes where it was a new kind of way to tell a joke, where some people would be like,
cadence
I don't get it. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't get it? Like, it's the sickest thing ever. I was so pumped on, that was one of those things where, like, if I watch a special now, it's funny, but I'm not going to watch it again. But that Mitch Hedberg CD, I just played it all the time. I don't know why or how, or like I still see those on TikTok and every now and then. I won't swipe up.
Right.
I'll let it happen again. I know what he's gonna say.
Did
you ever know him?
I did not. No. Huh. I think, this is my opinion, obviously means nothing, but I think the greatest stand-up special of all time is Richard Pryor, 1979, live in concert. I watch it once a year, and we're talking about 1979. So let's do our math. Let's just round up to 80. So Jesus Christ, it's 25 years old. Holy shit! And he's talking.
Wait, 80?
Yeah, it's way older.
That's 45.
45. Holy shit!
Yeah,
I'm thinking
like,
2000. Holy shit! 45 years old.
Yeah, because 25 years ago, that's my prime of skateboarding.
Yeah.
Because every time I do a trick that I used to do, Tony reminds me that. He goes, when's the last time you do that? And I was like, probably at one of your shows. And he was like, that's 25 years ago, dude. And then I go, fuck.
25 years ago is shit that I still consider new.
Yeah,
like,
right.
There's like the old bands I listen to, and then there's like the new bands. They're 23 years old.
See
because it was when we were young, it was like Pantera.
Yeah.
Well, that's 25 years ago.
It's crazy.
But we're talking, like, I like Led Zeppelin. Well, that's 40. You know, like, keep going back. Beatles.
I see that meme all the time. This is something like the time between 1980 and right now is from what 40 years. So the 40s to the 80s is the 80s to now. It's fucking insane,
dude. I said that to the people who run like my kids' youth basketball. They're out there doing their warm up and they're playing like "Come On Eileen," and I'm like, give these kids a break. That would have been like playing Bing Crosby while we were doing a layup line.
Yeah, right. There's something shifted, right? Because there was a time there where music. When our older people played music, it'd be like, look here, and you're like, what the hell, dude? That's not even a song. Or like TV. Yeah. Remember when there was black and white? I'm from an era where I was like, this isn't black and white, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, I can't watch that. I can't. It may as well be in Chinese. I can't even understand it. What do you mean you can't understand it? It's in black and white.
I don't even watch the first half of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
When that house lands, that's when I pick it up. You know. Wait, there's a tornado? What are you talking about, man? I don't even know that part.
Don't ask me how it ends.
All I know is the lady walks out of the house and just fucking glorious.
Yeah.
But 79 live in concert, Long Beach Convention Center, Richard Pryor. It is timeless. It's evergreen. The shit he's talking about with the police and the police brutality back then is so relative and relevant right now. And it obviously it's been going on forever, and everyone just has cameras now and believes it now. You know, the talking about his heart attack and how he personalized that, and his relationships with his wife that failed, and just all of it is so. I mean, it's that emotional roller coaster. It's the storytelling type. It's not that rapid fire Anthony Jeselnik, Stephen Wright sort of thing. But
is that the Milk and Cookies one?
No, that's Dove Davidoff's Milk and Cookies. Is that what you're talking about?
No, when Richard Pryor goes, some of you might know, but like, before I go to bed, I like to have some milk and cookies, as in smoke crack. Mm-hmm. But I just thought it was the coolest way to explain crack ever.
I want to say it might be the one where
it blew up and it melted his face.
The joke of the lighting a match on fire, what is this, Richard Pryor running down the street? Yeah. That's him.
Oh, he did that?
Yeah, he tells all that shit. Like, those guys, also, if you've ever seen those old Friars roasts, where they there's one with Richard Pryor, Paul Mooney, I think Marshall Warfield's there, and they're all shitting on each other. And so he gets up, and he says, before you motherfuckers are going to be able to tell on me, yup. And he says something like, I fucked a man. I fucked a man for a week, and it's in his autobiography and everything. It's all in there that he was. I don't know if you know his life
Did you say
story.
fuck the man or fucked a man?
A man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he talked about having a trans. He talks about it for like a week. He had a relationship with this trans woman for a week.
It's like the David Bowie of comedy.
But he grew up in a brothel. His mom was a prostitute, so he's seeing all kinds of shit early, and things are happening to him that shouldn't be happening to a kid. Shit. No, I forgot what I was gonna say. He calls them out at the roast, and he starts ratting them out. Oh yeah, what about that time you did? So he called himself out first, so they couldn't pull him under the bus.
Yeah,
and watch it. It's on YouTube. And then he starts calling all of them out. Yeah.
Yeah, I never did that. I just go down by myself. But I got names.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people, friends of mine, be like, "Hey man, what's up with your friend?" I'm like, "You know she's trans, right?" And they go, "Oh really?" And I go, "Fuck off, dickhead!
Yep.
Like, you think I don't know? You know?" Like, stop it.
That's the last line of Some Like It Hot. Speaking of black and white, right? I'm a man. Nobody's perfect. And you got some friends who are nobody's perfect.
Yeah. I'm like, man, let it go. Everybody's cool. Whatever you're into. I feel like there's like, I don't know if someone's gonna get mad at me, but like, some of my friends' girlfriends aren't anywhere near as hot as my trans friends. Like, okay, maybe their pussy's a little bigger, but they're hotter than your wife, I'm probably going to cut that out, but you know what I mean.
I mean, it depends on what you're into.
Yeah.
If we're talking
No, it doesn't depend on what
It's
you're
kind
into.
of more gay to sleep with an ugly woman.
Listen,
If you think about it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. You can say what you want to say.
I'm saying it.
If you're going to talk about neck up, like, let's go back to the first time.
No, I'm talking about head to toe.
What I'm saying,
whole
though,
thing.
is if there's a penis on this...
That's a bummer. I'll grant you that.
That's a grotesque thing to a lot of people who aren't looking for that.
I've seen some pretty crazy vaginas.
So what I'm saying is, listen, no doubt, I hear you on that too. That's fine.
I've seen
That's
some of the
fine.
streets where I was like, whoa.
But let's talk about neck up.
Yeah.
I can understand where you're saying that.
Easily.
The first time I saw the
Then
Poison...
go chest
remember
up,
Poison's
chest up.
album? Hold
Still
on.
easy.
No, because they're fake.
So are most
They're fake.
women's.
Well, I'm just saying anyone can create fake tits.
Wait,
male or female.
You don't like fake boobies?
I love fake boobies, but I'm saying I think it's
Are you
unfair.
gay or something?
I love fake tits, but I don't think it's fair to compare fake to real and describe that as beautiful.
What about this? What?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
I don't think it's a fair comparison. You could take something that's imperfect and perfect it. So this should look better.
Okay, what about if it was a penis and now it's a vagina and it's a nice one?
What does that mean?
Compared to somebody who's a born female that's just not hot.
What would I take?
Yeah.
The biological female.
I'm talking like...
No, but very, very, very hot.
I'm talking baby reindeer versus like...
Baby reindeer. I watched it. I know.
Right? Baby reindeer versus like Carmen Electra. But Carmen Electra was a man.
So Carl Electra or baby reindeer, bro?
Yeah.
I'd say fucking get behind Rudolph and let's get that sleigh loaded.
No,
Load it up.
No, you wouldn't.
You choose Carmine Electra?
Come on.
Really? Yes, really. Yeah.
Dude, man, as a guy that's driven a Carmine Electra, you're missing out. It's pretty cool.
He was just about to.
I don't think so. I don't know if I really am. I think
you are.
I mean, he was just about to rank how hot the members of Poison were.
I was about. That's
Is that
hilarious.
what you were gonna do?
No, not at all.
What were you gonna do?
Ricky Rocket was number one.
Who's ratting on himself over here?
Yeah.
I just was going to say, we're going to do that in a second.
Yeah, sure.
But the first time I walked into a record store, because I'm old enough and it was albums then, you know, so they're bigger. I saw them, no doubt that I think they were for pretty girls.
Yep.
Oh wow, really?
No doubt. I thought those were women when they don't. None of them had facial hair.
Yeah, but it's pretty obvious they were dudes.
Well, once you get up there and you start looking at it, you're like, oh my god, these are guys. But
It was a different world.
That does not. I mean, from
9-year-old
I don't know
Mikey
how good
Tully.
your eyesight
9-year-old
is.
Mikey Tully could not tell the difference. So I was like, he sounds like
my erection's guiding me everywhere at 16,
Wait, you got a boner
17.
on that album
No,
cover?
I'm just saying. If
You said no pretty quick.
I said my erection's guiding me everywhere at 16 or 17. So if I even glance at something that looks like that from afar, I'm walking over to see what it is, and then I get over there, I'm like, oh, these are guys.
Dude, if my plumbing was equipped to ejaculate when this album came out, I would have jerked off to Ricky Rocket and asked questions later.
Okay, maybe Ricky Rocket, but not
He's
who's the
thrown Ricky
guitarist?
Rocket twice now.
He's
That's
clearly the hottest
DeVille.
one.
That's CC
CC
DeVille down
DeVille
here in
is
the bottom.
hideous.
I'm out on CC.
See, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if CC's got the sweetest pussy this side of
I'll
Texas.
take
I'm not going there.
I'll take
Okay,
baby. I'll take
that's
baby
exactly
reindeer.
how I feel with your comparisons. You don't see that? You can't put your
Well,
shoes,
I'm more of a
feet on the other shoe, whatever the fuck it is.
See, it sounds like you don't mind Butterface.
It's not that I don't. Well, you're only giving me that option. You didn't say, would you rather an attractive woman
Dude,
and whatever.
I said baby reindeer.
baby reindeer
No offense
versus
to
a
her.
biological man trans woman. I'm going baby reindeer.
That's insane.
I don't think that's insane. And
It's
here's
a
the thing.
vagina, though.
This is what's interesting to me. I'm not judging you, but you're judging me.
I'm not. I'm
You are.
I'm
You
still going to
think
be
it's-
your friend.
But I mean, you think it's
You're
insane.
judging me.
I'm not
You're
at all.
You think
You've
I'm
sat
crazy,
on my podcast. Listen,
and you've laughed.
I don't
And
judge.
okay.
You're saying you think it's crazy that I would go that way. So that's a judgment.
I think you're lying. I think if there was nobody around for the opinion, I think you'd definitely go for Cameron.
Tully, you know this Carmine. Tully, you know this man very well over the years. Help me come up with an example right now that involves the CC DeVille thing here. Try to help me reason with Jason.
I don't know how to rephrase what you're saying, but I tend to agree with you, and I've had a lot of opportunity to question why, because he makes a lot of good points. We've had variations on this conversation a million times.
Couple good points.
To me,
He went to Harvard.
no, so I did not go to Harvard, but
Sorry.
Online.
Hey, where'd you go?
I went to Oxford for a year.
Yeah, Oxford.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's listen. Shut
And
up.
I made a
listen.
few good
They're not as
points.
selective as you think.
How are you not smarter? Just be by, proxy.
What? I am smart.
Let's listen. I said smarter, not smart. See the difference?
I think, and Jason, you've often said that you're a soul fucker and you're attracted to souls. I
Hell
think
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I understand that. Okay.
I really I can only speak for myself personally. I don't think a word I'm going to use is surrender. Like the person is just like, well, I want to have sex with you. And then you talk to them, you interact, and they're like, no, I would love to have sex with you. I love that kind of like that conquest. That conquest, other than the fact that I'm just not really physically attracted to men, conquest from a man it feels like it's not really worth that much. Having any woman be like, no, I'll have sex with you, it feels like a sexy win for me in a way that I don't think a man ever could.
Was it? Thank you.
Because guys
Is it always
are
sex for
easier.
you though?
What?
Is it always sex? Because I could be.
Not anymore.
But I'm saying I could be bros. No problem.
With Carmine Electra.
With Carmine Electra, yeah.
You could be their friend.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
Could you be Baby Reindeer's friend?
But hold on. I could be Baby Reindeer's friend. So what I'm saying is I could be
Maybe
friends
have
with
been.
someone who has new equipment and has the original shit too.
Yeah.
Friends.
Yeah.
Just because that woman
well,
has
that's
a
big
vagina.
of you. Like, of course you could be friends with them.
But I mean platonic friends.
Yeah, that's what's
But what I'm saying is just because she or whoever that fake person is has a vagina doesn't mean I'm going to go after that
Okay,
person.
okay, let's say this. Not sex, not having sex, just finding one more attractive than the other. Baby Reindeer's naked in front of you. Carmine Electra's naked in front of you. Who would you prefer to look at?
Does Carmine Electra have a penis?
No, she has a vagina.
A beautiful one.
Do I know Carmine was Carmine first?
What's the difference?
Answer the question.
I told you that his name was Carmine first.
Then I would have to look at this one.
You won't look at her.
I will look, sure. I will look.
but you would more enjoy Baby Reindeer.
I would more enjoy not looking at Carmine Electra.
You are homophobic.
It's not.
Okay, wait, how about this?
That's not a gay person. They're
Yeah,
trans.
I know, it's a woman.
Well, how am I homophobic?
Well, then you're
That's a
transphobic.
Because you're you're
Okay, if anything, but I'm not.
You are. You just admitted it.
Hold on.
baby
hold on.
reindeer.
No, no, hold on.
Baby
Shut
reindeer.
the fuck up on your own show, because here we go. I'm gonna school your ass now. Oxford and fucking community college and community
I
college.
didn't go to anywhere.
Listen to me right now. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it again. I don't care what everyone is. Do it and be happy.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Shut the fuck up about it. I'm so tired of it. Shut up about it. Be whoever the fuck you want to be. Why does the world have to fucking find everybody's thing beautiful? Why do we all have to love it?
What?
Listen, hold on. Let me speak. True acceptance is being shit on just like we all are.
Yeah.
Ugly, tall, fat, skinny. We're all shit on.
Yeah.
You don't get to be this protected thing.
Wait,
you
how am I protecting it?
Not you. Well, you are. You're telling me I'm homophobic because I don't find that attractive. You're protecting what? What are you protecting?
You're saying this.
What are you protecting?
Because I'm saying this person is
No,
hot.
you're not saying that.
And-
you're
and
saying
because
I'm
you know that
homophobic
at
because
one
I don't
point-
agree with what you're saying.
Yeah, well,
I don't think that's
let me
hot.
say something. You're saying that this person is attractive, but not attractive because you know that at one point they weren't what they look like.
No. Not
Because
they
what
weren't
they look
what they
like
look
right
like.
now,
They weren't who they are.
Carmine Electra is a-
No.
is
They
hot.
weren't who they are. That's still a biological man who could probably fuck me up if she wanted to.
What the hell are you talking about? If you're a complete, like, if you had the whole surgery and you are a trans woman, you're as weak as, sorry, you're not
Well, look,
guy strong.
We can
I
argue
don't know if you've
that
been listening
all
to Joe
day
Rogan
long.
too much, but that's not how that works.
No, don't put Joe Rogan
If you
on
take
me. That's-
estrogen for 20 years, you're a lady.
I'm also using science, okay? So you can say
So
what you
am I.
want to say. No, you're not. You're telling me that by finding this trans woman unattractive because she used to be a man, that I'm wrong.
I'm not saying
crazy.
you're wrong. I'm not
You
saying
did.
you're
You
wrong.
said that's crazy. You said you can't even understand that logic.
I think you're
and then
in
you
denial.
called me, then you called me transphobic because
he called you that.
Well, you called me homophobic. He corrected you.
Yeah.
Because I don't
That's
find
true.
that attractive. So here's the thing.
But you did
I don't
find it attractive.
I don't find it attractive. I also don't find women 6'4" attractive. Does that make? Does
You're
that
fucking
make?
crazy. That's what that makes you.
I don't.
Okay, that's weird.
I don't find that attractive. Hold on.
Now your whole argument I'm starting to agree with.
Everyone
'Cause you're saying
has their thing.
If a woman is tall, you don't find her hot.
No. I didn't say that. I said 6'4". 5'10's
What-
tall.
so
that's hot.
WNBA chicks.
I'm not. There's like two.
Dude, lock me in the locker room for the weekend.
There's
Right?
like two WNBA girls that I think are pretty.
What's
They're
the
not
one?
my thing.
What's the black chick that's almost as good as the white chick that's new?
The Baltimore girl, Angel Reese.
Yeah.
I do think she's attractive.
But how tall?
But not
she?
every fucking one of them. This is what I'm
No,
saying.
I'm not saying me neither.
Not every one of them.
But I think she's hot.
do you find women who are
How tall is
plump
she?
attractive?
Depends where they're plump.
That's right. I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Okay.
So to say that
What
this
about
thing,
if they're kind of jacked?
I don't like that. I definitely do not. Great
Okay,
example.
so now I'm
Female
starting to understand where
bodybuilder.
you're coming from. My bad.
Thank you.
You're
female bodybuilder, not for
what I'm trying to.
It could be pretty,
But I think what I'm trying to say
not
is
for me.
If
Doesn't make me trans. Let me finish because I want to say because guys called me out on this. Doesn't make me trans.
call you out.
Hold
Relax.
on. You settle
Relax.
down.
Pull back.
You settle down.
you settle down.
So, if you want to be trans, if you want to be this, if you want to be that, if you want to be straight, if you want to be whatever the fuck it is,
Yeah.
good for you. Go live it. Go be proud.
Yeah, well, I
be
don't know what
safe.
that's got to do with what we're talking about.
But what I'm saying is, when Dave Chappelle, for example, said about Caitlyn Jenner, he said, ooh. And the world got up in arms because the man said, ooh. Why can't we?
She's not hot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all he said. That's at that time,
she's
before
70.
he doubled, tripled down on it, all he said was, ooh. Why can we not find that unattractive without it being taken as transphobic or
because I'm not-
sexist or whatever it is?
Because here's the difference.
But hold on.
God damn it.
Let me finish so I don't forget. My point is, everything that everyone does, how about the piercings, for example? Some people are like, that's fucking gross. The shit through your face or whatever.
Yeah.
That's gross. That's not for somebody. I don't like a nose. I do. I don't mind.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah.
The thing is, what you do, it doesn't have to be protected.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be special. It doesn't matter. You don't get to be this certain thing and then say, can't make fun of this one though. Everyone gets made fun of.
Yeah.
The
I
retarded,
agree.
the fucking mentally ill. Oh, everyone. There's a whole book of jokes on those people.
Yeah.
All of it's out there. So what I'm saying is, not liking something doesn't make you, insert word here, phobic. It ain't for me. But I wouldn't say I'm female bodybuilder phobic.
Okay, but now that you've explained yourself,
Thank you, Tully.
I still have a question for you, Ryan.
Yeah, there are trans girls out there that are full up. That had the whole operation that are really pretty. From head to toe, really pretty, and you're saying that you would be into that unless I
I've
told
never said
you.
I'd be.
Yeah, you did. You said unless I said that they at one point were a man, because at one point you would have been okay. If I go, hey, this is because who's Domino
Presley.
Domino Presley.
I don't know that.
Well, there's another girl that's
Who was the famous James
friend,
Bond girl?
Grace Jones.
No. She was the first, I believe she was a trans woman. Not Grace Jones, dude. You're thinking of the wrong lady. Octopussy, it might have been the blonde. There was a famous model in one of the James Bond movies. Look it up. Who
was trans?
I'm almost positive.
Back then?
Yes.
I didn't know they had surgeries that could make him look that good back then.
Yes. I'm almost positive. Look it up for us, please. Tully.
Well, anyway, what I'm trying to say is there are girls out there, trans girls, that have had the whole operation and they've been on the estrogen for 20 years. And I can't tell. They are just super pretty women. And if I go, hey, man, and you're single, and I'm like, hey, this is so-and-so, and you go, wow, holy shit, this chick is into me, you find her, and she goes, hey, I'd like to do a little dance for you. And you go, cool, I'll watch, and then that's it. You're not going to say to yourself, ew, it was born a guy. You don't know.
First of all, it wouldn't be an ooh thing for me. It would just be a not my thing. It wouldn't be a ooh. I'm not judging it. I'm not like
I'm just trying to get you to
not turning from it.
I'm just trying to get you to admit
if
that they can
know,
be pretty.
Listen, you don't need to get me to. I do believe they can be
that's
pretty.
It. I think I misunderstood you at first.
No doubt. And if I didn't know at first, I would think this is a beautiful woman. But I'm saying if I found that out, that's my personal preference. I wouldn't be down to further that.
Let me ask you a question about that. First of all, yes, it appears to be true that this woman was in For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only.
In 1981.
What's her name again?
And was Carolyn Gussie.
Wait, she's
or
trans?
something?
Yes.
Was later outed by people who went to school with her and were like,
That's right.
That was
That
Carl.
long ago.
And I'm saying, back then, you know how many
She's not
men
that hot.
didn't know that?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Right.
that's a beautiful lady right here.
Did Sean Connery make out with her?
I hope so.
It wasn't Sean Connery. That would have been Roger Moore in that
Well,
one.
you're right.
But I'm not sure because I don't remember. But I'm saying that's a
He's
beautiful
gotta be
woman
guessed.
right there.
Yeah.
That is.
Okay.
Okay.
But I know that about her, and I would be like, no thanks.
Okay, but let me just ask you something.
Now it's Tully's turn.
Go ahead. He's the smart one
I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I'm just curious to know. You go out on the SS Minnow, a 3-hour tour. You
Yep.
end up on a deserted
for Christ's
island
sake.
with a guy who works at a gas station or a plumber. All that the mental image, the first thing that came to mind. Do you think you're eventually fucking that man?
No.
Okay, how about if it's the same scenario, but it's Timothée Chalamet? Are you and Chalamet eventually fucking?
I'm just not into masculine energy.
Okay.
And that would go with the same thing for a female. There's plenty
Do
of
you
straight
think-
wait a minute.
Do you
female
Last
think
question.
a 3-hour tour turns into we might spend the rest of our lives together on this island? You're never fucking Bond girl Carolyn Gussie?
As one will say. We're doing
Answer the
extreme
question.
examples.
Answer the
I'm
question.
going to. I'm not sure at what point I would decide we're never getting saved and we're going to die and no one's going to know. Maybe I go
Okay,
for it.
so it's no one's gonna know. So it's the people knowing.
It's not anybody knowing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. No. Would you?
Hell yeah!
You would. I know
he-
his answer. I know your answer.
You know what the answer is now?
Not anymore.
Not because they're trans, because I don't want to have sex with anybody anymore.
You're celibate?
I mean, I have sex with my girlfriend, but I don't want to have sex with
that's-
people for no reason anymore.
Yeah.
If it's a relationship, then sure, we can have sex. But I'm not
So-
addicted to sex anymore.
Great. So at this point, especially at my age, and I'm in a relationship, but even if I wasn't, I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
You know what's
I like
crazy,
what I like,
Ryan?
and I don't need to fucking experiment.
I do know
anything
what you
else.
mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
good.
need it anymore.
I'm
I don't
really
be
good.
like my dick's like, oh, one more, and I'm like, see, one
That's
more.
the other
Shut
thing.
up.
I'm not 20 again, and
Yeah.
I'm not a raging boner everywhere
Yeah,
I fucking
me
go
too.
and wanting to fuck.
Yeah, I don't
like,
need it anymore.
You know, none of that.
Yeah.
That was when I was 20s.
Yeah, I'd rather have a sandwich.
But no, it's just not my thing. At 100%. What's her name? What was her name in the movie?
Let me find
It's
out.
like
for you.
Tula or something like that. I can't remember, but she's gorgeous. And so are some of these ladies I see out there today. But fucking them is a different story. And I don't know. Also, I'm just not as casual as you are with my cock.
As I was.
Yeah, as you were, excuse me. And it takes a little more for me than just...
I understand that now.
I bet you I would know you were a man,
'Cause
or
at one
you used
point-
to be, excuse me, before I fucked you.
At one point,
bet you
I would have
would.
banged Carmine and Baby Reindeer at the same time. But now, ew. You know?
Wow, I never said ew.
I will say
I
ew.
never said
No, but I'm saying ew to like...
to the behavior.
I don't
I
want- yeah,
understand.
that's what I'm
Yes,
saying, yeah.
I get it. I get it.
No
Wow.
offense to Baby Reindeer.
Came at me hard on the Jason Ellis show.
Ryan, who's your
You could
favorite?
have came at us too,
Literally
brother.
came at me.
Who's your favorite guest so far?
Ever on my podcast? Is that what you mean?
On the way back.
Oh, on the way back. That's
Yeah.
interesting. My favorite so
I was
far.
curious about your what you learned about Carrot Top, but I don't want
That's
to.
tough. Carrot Top was great. His clip keeps going viral too about just being that kid back in the day where your parents were chain smokers and they rolled the windows up, and you'd be like, "Will you please just crack the window?" And they're like, "No," and they're just
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
down,
I don't want to be cold.
hitting the heaters
That was a
in
legitimate
the fucking
answer.
car
Yeah.
with the windows. I mean, my grandmother drove around and you look back on it now, you're like, okay, my mom's mom lived with us for a brief period, and it was obvious that my mom wasn't working, and it was a house mom, and my dad was. This is when we were really little, and so she clearly was probably helping with the finances because we were in a nicer house. That was you know what I mean. But she chimney fucking smoked up there all day long, and then in the car and everywhere else. But it was nonstop cigarettes. Always a small little lady. I would always see like peanuts and like diet soda on her table, and that would be like it.
Dang.
Just a little lady with a sweater on her shoulders, and
Different time.
I loved her because this was back before cell phones, obviously, and everything. And they had her and her sister. They spoke Italian in the house, and I wish you knew she was talking shit about everybody because she was talking Italian. But I wish I would have sat and learned. But they had a whole system with the phone where back in the day you could get a plan where it was like, I don't even know. Let's just make it up here. $10 for 20 calls.
Yeah.
So I would call you, and I'd let it ring twice, and then I'd hang up. And when you heard that, you knew it was me, and it was your turn to call me. And she would do that with her sister. So it would always get this 2 ring in the house. She'd be like, I got to call Aunt Mary. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you do that to like pick me up or something. That was our little signal. When my
Miss Pat was a great one on the way back. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, you go ahead. What was we had her on the show?
Yeah, Miss Pat's got
she's got a story.
stories,
Yeah,
Dude,
for
Miss
sure.
Pat told me, it's so funny. So, she was a drug dealer back in the day, and she said back in the day, Michael Jackson was coming to the Omni in Atlanta to perform, and, tickets were hard to get. So Michael Jackson decided, I guess with the city of Atlanta, that he was going to give free tickets to every family who could prove they got their children vaccinated, booster shots and all that back then, so that they would get vaccinated. And Miss Pat said her kids were a little older and they had already been vaccinated, so she couldn't get free Michael Jackson tickets. But she said every fucking crackhead started selling their Michael Jackson tickets, so she traded drugs for Michael Jackson tickets and then sold the shit out of them, and then took her kids to the show.
It's an entrepreneur right there. It's a businesswoman.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
She knows her
I
deal.
fucking love it.
RyanSickler.com.
RyanSickler.com.
And then both your podcasts.
The Honeydew, The Way Back. Come see me on tour. Tickets are on my website at RyanSickler.com. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for being on, dude.
It's great to be
Appreciate it.
challenged. I love it. You woke me up a little bit.
I got a bit worried. I'm like, hey, we're good. All right, everybody. See you next week. Don't die.